Walk me through your experience on Star Wars. How did you land that gig, and what was that experience like?
It was just the fact that the agent I had at the time, excuse me, she contacted me and said, would I be interested in doing a couple of days on a cheap film called Star Wars? Said, I'm not doing anything, am I? She said, you're not doing anything. So I said, yeah, okay. So I said, well, what have I got to do? She said, you've got to be a medal bearer. Okay. You've got to go and have a little talk to a couple of people first. So I went off to London and to Mayfair in London, and I met up with George Lucas and Gary Kurtz and another guy. I didn't know who they were at the time, so we just chatted and asked me what I'd done, recently and everything else. Showed him some photographs. They said, okay, we'll be in touch. Anyway, a couple of days later, I got the call, said, yes, you've got the job. You've got to go and have a fitting. So I had to go all the way back up to London again after about 3 or 4 days, I think it was. Excuse me. And I went to a place called Moss Bros in London, where at that time, they were the company who fitted out actors with different costumes. Anyway, I walked in, then the lady looked at me, she went, oh. I said, what? She said, I was expecting somebody about 6 foot tall. I said, well, you've got somebody 5'4". What you going to do now? She said, well, we'll find something. Anyway, they found me a jacket and a pair of trousers and a hat. A week or so later, we went back onto the set and we started rehearsing. Next day, we did all the shoots. They said they wanted me for 2 days. Well, that turned into 15 because they wanted me back on 2 other sets and all the close-up shots as well. So I did the medal bearing scenes, and also my character had to go into the briefing room because the character is a historian and he was taking notes of the battle which was to begin. So that's how it all started. And then from there onwards, I got another little call to go and do another shoot. Was it one big scene it was with Harrison Ford. No, it wasn't, sorry. It was with Mark Hamill, where he was supposed to be getting away, and I just had to hold him back with the rest of the guys. You can see me in, if you look on my site, which I think you've got,
yeah,
you'll see the actual photographs in there. But that was the main thing, the 15 days on a cheap film, as we all know now.
No, it's funny. It's funny because that was the impression a lot of people had of it, right? They didn't understand it or know where. Obviously, no one knew what that movie was going to do until it did it. But when you step onto that set for the first time, what are you thinking? Like, you're looking around going, is this impressive to you? Or are you a little concerned about what your agent has gotten you into? Or what are your thoughts?
Well, when I walked into it, it looked enormous on the Elstree Studios because the way they've set it out was the curtaining at the back looks beautiful, but it's just a load of real rubbish rags hanging up. But they look good. They look good on set. When I first saw that, I thought the set was, as I say, massive. When they walked down, it wasn't that big. It really wasn't. It was just the way the camera angles have set, because it was a real good set for the cameras. And all guys, the stormtroopers and the rest of the guys who were standing either side. Because when you look at that movie, it looks as though there's hundreds and hundreds of background artists in that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, excuse me, as the camera went past, those guys behind the camera were moved forward. The next camera goes forward, the camera goes forward again. So, yes, it was good. The way they worked it, it was really, really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
And you now this you have like a version of this medal, right? Available to Star Wars fans, like the medal. It's what the Medal of Yavin, is that what it's called?
Metal of Yavin, yeah.
And people can get this on your. Oh, you have one. Look at this. So, what does someone have to do to earn a Medal of Yavin in your book?
That's the one. That's the one. That's the one. That's the actual size.
Mm.
Now, I've got a little story about this because, excuse me, a friend of mine who lives in Australia came over to your country and met up with a guy who works for Lucas. And they were talking there just casually about Star Wars, and my name cropped up. And this guy who works for Lucas said, yes, I know who Joseph is. He said, he's the guy who carried the Medal of Yavin, which was given to Han Solo. That's right. He said, hang on. He came back and he gave me the Medal of Yavin, which was given to Han Solo. And I have that medal now.
Do you? Wow.
Yeah.
And that's what this medal is modeled after, right?
Oh, yeah. We got that one there. As I say, I do sell these. I sell a lot. In fact, your country, I've got more in your country than I have over here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And with the medal itself, we have a little DVD, which is given free.
Nice. Yes.
Now this DVD was made by a company in the States called Bessie, Star Wars Bessie. Have you heard of them?
No, but I have now.
Yeah, they made this DVD of my character from the very beginning of his life, right the way through Star Wars, and then until he was made a major, a non-combat officer, and then his friend Yoda goes missing in Dagobah, and he goes into Dagobah to find him. It's a good little. I give away so many of those, the medals and the everything else.
I'm placing my order now, Nick. I'm gonna hit you up. I'm gonna hit your site up as soon as the interview's over. What do you feel like when Star Wars, when you're out there and the fans love you for this and they embrace you for this, and the other guys in the movie too, who just got a phone call to be in a, as you put it, a cheap space movie, sit back and go, wow, what is the situation? What are the emotions like between the cast now and all the players now and with the fans?
Well, once we do go back to Comic-Cons and that, and most times we meet each other up very, very often.
Mm-hmm.
And then you will get different characters coming in now. But it's always the same now. We go through the same procedure. We walk in, oh, hello, whatever his name is, and then we sit down and we sort of reminisce. And the days which some of the guys were stormtroopers, my character, just depends. I mean, I've got a guy who doesn't live too far from me, and he played the First Order stormtrooper. And he had stories to tell as well. I mean, I've got plenty of stories from the last scene that I did. I don't know if you want to hear this, but
yeah,
when the doors opened and the main characters walked down, you got Han Solo and Luke Skywalker and Chewie walking down. Somebody farted, and it was a big fart. And obviously everybody cracked.
Right.
We had to do the scene 5 times until we could compose ourselves. And it was, well, it was one you could say you could be proud of.
Well, Nick, I'm not sure if you're actually confessing being responsible for that or if you're trying to put that one on Harrison Ford. You want to clarify who might have been responsible for blowing that take?
Didn't get that. Sorry, you broke.
I said I can't tell if you're confessing to doing that or if you're trying to put that on Harrison Ford for blowing the take.
Oh, no. Not me.
No?
I was at the other end. Somebody did it. We think it was one of the stormtroopers at the very beginning there at the front. But nobody admitted to it.
Do you have like a special story with a fan that sticks out? I mean, I know you have plenty of stories, but do you have like a some sort of moment or an exchange with a fan that's very memorable regarding this, the medal, and your role in the movie?
Well, I've got a funny story, really, about a guy when I was in Boston, Massachusetts. He came up to me and he said, would you sign something for my mother? I said, yeah, of course, yeah. So he dipped into a bag. He brought out this box, and the box contained his mother's ashes.
Oh,
So I said, are you sure about this? He said, please sign it. So I just signed it.
There you go. Well, never let it be said that you won't go the extra mile for a fan.
what's the
Yeah,
connection?
you'll sign anything. Yeah, you sign anything for people.
Of
Whenever they
course.
want to come sign, it's no matter what what it is, whether it's a large poster or a small kid's picture. I mean, if a young kid comes up to me with a tiny little picture, I don't charge them. How
Have
can
you
you
ta-
charge a kid?
No, yeah, you can't. You can't. Have you talked to George Lucas since you worked on the movie with him?
Say again?
Have you talked to George Lucas since you did the movie?
No, no, no. I've never met George Lucas after the movie.
Mm,
But as I say, I've been trying to get to some of the Comic Cons in the States again. I mean, last year I did quite well. I did Boston and New Jersey and where else did I go? Nashville.
mm.
They were good, but nothing else has come up obviously at the moment because it's all been closed down. But trying to get in touch with George Lucas, it's like trying to get in touch with God.
Well, when the world opens back up post pandemic, you'll get your opportunity to visit the states and conventions again, I'm sure. And with a medal like that, the Medal of Yavin, there's going to be some renewed interest because I think that, my friend, is a hot item for fans.